What's up, guys? It's Chris. We're talking about last night's fights. I'm going to cover both sports in one vid. Going to be kind of brief because I got the radio show in a little over an hour, and I still got to do some prep for that, so kind of rushing around. First up, Sergio Martinez, Paul Williams rematch. Fight that we're really looking forward to. A year after, or a year almost to the day of the fight from last year. Expected another great, grueling fight similar to the first one. Obviously, that didn't happen. Sergio Martinez, a little bit more aggressive in the first round of this one. Emmanuel Stewart, I'm glad he gave the insight, even though I didn't enjoy most of his insight during the briefness of the fight and afterwards. He said that Sergio Martinez stated that he wanted to get inside more and work closer inside to land his power shots, and obviously that was his key to success. You saw in the first round he landed a couple of clean left hands to Paul Williams' jaw. Was looking playing out somewhat like the first fight. Both guys landed their shots, although a few more clinches than there were in the first fight where there wasn't really a lot. Second round, more of the same. Both guys kind of going for it. And next thing you know, Sergio Martinez, both guys throw a punch. Sergio Martinez comes over the top with a huge left hand right on Paul Williams' jaw. And, man, lights out. I mean, Paul Williams was out from the moment that punch hit him. It didn't help that he hit the canvas face first, literally. And, the ref counted to 10. No need to count. It was funny because the officials, the physicians, ringside physicians, actually were coming into Paul Williams to tend to him before the ref was even done counting. Anyways, impressive win. I guess it's an understatement to say an impressive win for Sergio Martinez. But it was an impressive win. The way he won, the opponent that he beat, especially the way the first fight played out and what everyone expected in this fight to happen. Whether you expect Sergio Martinez to win or not, nobody expected him to win in that fashion, and he did impressively and cemented his status as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the game, top 5, if not number 3. That's kind of hard to say, but definitely top 5 at this point. What's next for him? Who knows? There's Pirog out there. You got Felix Sturm. Those are guys in his weight division. Of course, you got Mayweather and Pacquiao. Whether or not those fights could be made at his catch weight, who knows? Money talks. You never know. But I'd be surprised if we saw those fights, although I'd be intrigued by seeing either. Paul Williams, dust himself off, get back on the saddle, and get back in there, and just fight. Guys 154, there's plenty of competition out there. Alfredo Angulo, James Kirkland, Cotto. Not saying he's going to fight those guys next. He needs to get a bounce back fight, but just saying, yeah, Paul Williams' career is far from over after one loss. Don't jump to the gun and think this guy's overrated. Still a good fighter. But, great win for Sergio Martinez, and, really caught me off guard, the way I didn't even have a chance to really get settled in and wasn't prepared for that. I will say this, the knockout somewhat reminded me of just the way it landed and stuff. You look at it, reminded me of Jones Tarver, too. But, anyways, moving on. UFC 123, Rampage versus Machida. I'm going to keep it brief. Not going to get into all the fights. Let's see. What am I going to talk about? Joe Lozon, George Sotiropoulos. Joe Lozon was looking good the first round, but unfortunately, if you follow Joe Lozon's career, the guy seems to not have the best cardio. It seemed to fail him here again as well. He got tired. After the first round, he was already kind of tired. Sotiropoulos took advantage in the second round and ended up submitting him with the Kimura. Good win for Sotiropoulos. He continues to trudge on in that lightweight division. Unfortunately, he's not going to get a title shot because the winner of Henderson Pettis gets the next title shot at lightweight. But he'll be fighting on that Australia card. I believe his opponent's already been matched up. I don't remember who it is, but he'll be on that card. He'll probably get another win and probably be in line for a title shot next year. Next up, Phil Davis, Tim Boetsch. Phil Davis, great prospect, man. This guy looked good once again. Really good on the ground. He's got a good sense of submissions. Very his submission game's pretty advanced. He goes for different kinds of submissions. For being a guy that hasn't been fighting all that long. He just has an innate knowledge of the ground. He's just a real good student of the game. And that mixed along with his college wrestling credentials or his wrestling background really helps. And he looked good here. Submitting Tim Boetsch with a Kimura, which was unusual. It almost looked like when they show police or self-defense classes and they grab that one arm and put it behind their back. But a good win for Phil Davis, really impressive, and looking forward to see who UFC matches him up with next. That division, light heavyweight's deep, but you don't want to push him too far too soon. So just keep developing him because he's got a lot of time. He's still a very young guy. Gerald Harris against Macau Gonzalez. Um, Gerald Harris, man, I don't know what's going on with him, man. Sometimes he looks really good in this fight. Not so much. He's got this boxing stance that's similar to Roy Jones. The only problem is he's not aggressive, or he doesn't fight like Roy Jones. I mean, what MMA fighter does, right? But Gonzalez hurt him in the first round. Thought he was going to finish him. He applied that choke late in the round. Even held the choke on after the bell, but definitely dominated that first round. Second round, Gonzalez got the better of it as well. Third round was really boring, man. Neither of these guys did anything. Gonzalez threw 7 punches. It was ridiculous. Gerald Harris didn't do anything either. But Gonzalez gets a decision, and Gerald Harris loses in a disappointing performance. BJ Penn, Matt Hughes. Wow, didn't see this coming. I actually thought Matt Hughes was going to win. BJ gets the win in impressive fashion. I mean, from the minute the bell rang, he came out aggressive. Just got all in Matt Hughes' face, jumped all over him, landed a right hand, dropped Hughes, and finished him off ground and pound. This is one of those knockouts you see in MMA on occasion where he knocked Hughes out cold and hit him with another punch and woke Hughes up with it. If he had not landed that last punch, Hughes probably would have been out cold, but he came to. But you knew he was knocked out when you see him get up after the fight was waved off and he said, "What happened?" That's when you know a guy was knocked out. Really impressive win from BJ Penn, second best knockout of the night after Sergio Martinez, Paul Williams. But just a really good win, What can I say? Matt Hughes had been looking good as of late. BJ didn't look so good in the last 2 fights against Frankie Edgar, but definitely redeemed himself and showed why he's one of the, best pound-for-pound talents in mixed martial arts. Next up for BJ Penn, John Fitch at 170. Good stylistic matchup. John Fitch, one of the top 2 welterweights in the world, or top 3. Going to be interesting to see how that fight plays out, but it's going to be a war. I know that. I'm looking forward to it. On to the main event. Quentin Rampage Jackson taking on Lyoto Machida. First round, kind of close. I'll give it to Rampage. Early on, he put a lot of pressure on Machida. I was worried he was going to stand back, but then he kind of did give that space to Machida that Machida likes, where he kept him at a distance. Machida, I was surprised he didn't throw more leg kicks. He did throw some occasionally, but Rampage has been susceptible to leg kicks, and Machida's really good at them. First round was close. Rampage landed a couple shots, nothing real significant. I think Machida landed a few more strikes. Could have went either way. It ended up being the probably the biggest point in the judgment, how you scored this round, and how the judges ultimately ended up scoring it. Second round, no one really got too much of an advantage. Rampage did land a big uppercut. Did get a takedown briefly, but didn't really do much with it. I gave the second round to Rampage with the takedown and the uppercut, but it wasn't a huge edge. Third round, Machida ended up hurting Rampage with some strikes. He landed like 3 strikes in a row, left, right, left, and had Rampage backpedaling, put him against the fence, was going for the finish, went for a high kick. Rampage, credit to him, just said, basically like he said, fuck it, I'm going out, swinging, and just let his hands go, and, ended up catching Machida and backing Machida off of him. Ultimately, Machida ended up getting a takedown, though, getting a mount. Didn't do a whole lot from the top position, but he did control that round, I thought, and I thought he deserved the third round. The fight was a little more entertaining than I expected, but, coming off that Hughes Penn fight, definitely couldn't, wasn't at that level. But split decision. I, along with everyone that I watched the fight with, which was 1, 2, 3, 4 of the people, we all thought Machida deserved the decision. Rampage got the decision. And I can't say it's out now robbery. I thought Rampage won the second round. I said the first round could have been close. I thought Machida won the first round, but apparently 2 of the 3 judges disagreed. Rampage obviously was surprised by the decision. He said so. His reaction showed it. His eyes got all wide, like, me? Like he had just won the lottery or something. And as for, he even said in the post-fight interview, Machida kicked my ass. He said he's cool with the rematch. He said Machida deserves it. Machida said he'd be willing to do a rematch, so I would not be surprised if we get an immediate rematch. It makes the most sense in the division, especially since it's going to be a while before Shogun fights Rashad, so I think you can get the rematch in there and then give the winner to the winner of Machida, Shogun, depending on how that goes. And the rest of the division plays out. But pretty good night of fights. We got to see a lot of fights. So, and the main event wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be a boring fight, but it wasn't too bad. So, not one of the best pay-per-views, but definitely not one of the worst. So, just want to hear your guys' thoughts on the fights. Want to hear your thoughts on Martinez-Williams, boxing fans. What do you think's next for each guy? And want to hear what you guys thought on who you think's going to win, Penn, Fitch, and do you think who did you have winning Rampage versus Machida? Do you think it should get an immediate rematch next, and who would you favor in that fight? That's it for now. Science Violence Radio Show in less than an hour. Of course, if you're seeing this video later, you can always check out the podcast, or you can catch it. Link to the show in the information part of the video. As always, as well as a link to my Twitter. Sorry about stumbling. Like I said, I'm in a rush. But just let me know what you guys thought of the fights. That's it for now. Till next time, I'm out.